Did you?
Um,
You did.
I went behind a dumpster, but before that, I went to sneak in somebody's backyard and, hi, you're being recorded. And I just dipped. So if the police comes over there, I never told you this. At the Crim, one of the best races in the country, in the States. So I'm going to treat this as a little virtual race for Detroit in a few months. Actually, we're at the halfway point. Yeah, week 8 of 16, so we're at the halfway point. So I'm going to try to stay around the 7:20 to 7:30 pace and see what happens, and maybe take it up a little bit towards the end. Muesum, ready to go to work, aka Sonic and Knuckles. Man, it's chilly. Feels like fall. And it's August 25th. And I love it. I get another cup of tea. Mint herbal tea. Especially good during this time of year when it's low 50s here in Michigan. This is my after action report for the Crim Festival races in Flint, Michigan. This is my 5th year running it, and it's easily one of the best races in the country. So what makes this race so special, it's just this race is treated like it's a big event. People from not just the state of Michigan or not just the United States, it's all over the globe. People come in. I think I heard over the that there was several people overseas from the UK to Asia just came over here just to run this race for 10 miles, and it's incredible. But I think what's unique is not just 10 miles, but it's the challenges that come with it. I say that because it's just constant up and down hills. And we're not talking about hills where it's just a slight incline, decline like Bayshore, but this is pretty good, significant, steep incline and deep incline. So, to treat this race as a race simulation for Detroit 7 weeks from now. And I woke up that morning feeling really, really good. Beginning this training block for Detroit, I wasn't 100%. I was still kind of recovering from Bayshore. even though I recovered my sciatica injury that I suffered the week before that race, but I wasn't getting good sleep. I wasn't recovering as fast as I would like, or even compared to previous races I've done over my years of running. My HRV was really low, my sleep was very inconsistent, but now finally I feel like the last 2 weeks it is starting to get back to normal the way how I want to feel. So like I said, going this race, it's very challenging despite it being 10 miles for the reasons that I said, because of the constant up and down hills, 400 feet elevation, 807 according to my Garmin watch was the maximum. And I actually felt really good because, one, usually in years past, this is my 5th year I ran this race. The last 4 years, it's been really, really hot, humid, dry, and it's just been brutal. But this year it was cloudy, 63 degrees Fahrenheit, wind 6.4 miles an hour southwest. It was perfect summer running, and the vibes were good, spectators, runners, music playing. I was ready to go. So my goal was to run marathon pace, like I mentioned, around 7:20. So I started with the 7:25 pace group, and not to sound cocky or anything, but I just kind of left them behind because I actually felt really good. I didn't wear any carbon plated shoes this time around because I've been enjoying the Mizuno Neo Zens, and I feel like in those shoes, at least for me personally, I can use those shoes for marathon shoes just because of the cushioning, the energy return, the lightweight, and the cushioning spring effect. Also, it's just so comfortable for my feet. I like shoes that are more of a splay toe area. I'm getting a little sidetracked. Maybe I'll talk about shoes in a different video, but I've been running in those the majority of my workouts or long runs. So I'm like, I'm gonna try these as a race simulation shoe, just see how I feel about them. So, like I said, the first 5 miles, this whole course is all ups and down hills, but the first 8K, first 5 miles, it's mostly downhill, and you got some incline, but nothing compared to the last half. So the first 2 miles, it's all downhill. I started the first mile at 7:17 pace. When the gun goes off, right down the bricks, going over the bridge in the Flint vehicle, over the river. That's the only incline you're gonna get in that first mile. So I went 7:17, just kind of see where I'm at, how my legs are feeling. Felt pretty good. Mile 2, 7:11, and that's where things start to kind of even out a little bit. 7:10 was my third mile. Just taking off, just seeing where I'm at. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not really focusing on, trying to go all out, trying to bust my legs to the ground. I just want to go out as race pace. And then mile 4, that's where I started to realize, where's my pace group? And I'm like, you know what? I'll just keep going. I feel really good. My legs feel good. I'm feeling relaxed. Even my heart rate, I think the maximum heart rate I got was like mid 170s. I have to go back and check. Not in the house right now. So in mile 5, oh boy, I have this problem, and everybody else knows what I'm mentioning. When you hit mile 5, the exact halfway point, that hill, you might as well just be rock climbing. Like, I went from mile 5 was another 7:11 pace, but I think at that point, I remember looking at my watch as I was running up that hill. I went from like a 7:15, 7:20 to about 8:10, maybe 7:40 at the most. And it's a good, I would say, 200 meters up that hill. And then you just got slight decline and then significant incline from the rest of the race. So mile 6 was my slowest pace. It was a 7:21, just because of how slow I started at mile 5, again, going up that incline. Mile 7 started to pick up a little bit. That's when I took that gel, and okay, here's something I need to work on. don't worry. If you watch my recap for my Bayshore Marathon video, you know what happened to me where I collapsed because of me not being hydrated, not getting enough water, fluids in me. Don't worry about that. That was good. However, there is something I need to work on. And if my football coach is watching this video, I can understand why I was not a receiver or tight end. Not once, not twice, but 3 times I fumbled a cup of water and a cup of Gatorade. I grabbed it with the first 2 times I tried to go on my left side. I'm so used to grabbing on the right side because with Bayshore, I was so used to grabbing water using my right hand because it's a down and back. You're running down the hill or the road. And where this course is just basically like a big circuit, one loop around, whatever. So the first 2 times I tried grabbing it with my left side, my left hand, and I fumbled twice, 2 times in a row. And I'm like, well, that's unfortunate, but I got some gels with me, so I'm all good. I definitely fueled up before the race, and the 3rd time, it was around mile 8, which I got a 7:19 pace. That's where around I took my 2nd gel, and I fumbled again on the right side. But this one was going more downhill, and I was just trying to get my posture, my form back to proper formation, and I fumbled again. So then, mile 9, I went 7:14, and that's where things started to even out. You're just kind of on a smooth pavement road. You're going by the schools, some gas stations, neighborhood, and everything. And that's when I finally grabbed a cup of water at one of the water stations, and I finally succeeded. So, 4th time's a charm, I guess. And mile 10, I was originally planned on just staying with the 7:20, 7:15 pace around there, but I said this to myself once my watch hit mile 9. I said to myself, wait, this is the last mile already? I'm feeling pretty good. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go all out. So, well, not all out, I guess is kind of oversaturating, but I think pick it up a little bit, like make this my best split. And so going downhill to the finish with the bricks kind of helped a little bit. My last mile 10 was a 7:05 pace, so mile 10 was my fastest split. So not a PR for the Crim, but it was my 3rd best. Definitely better than last year's. I think last year I finished with a 1:13:34, 30 something. And this year I finished 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 34 seconds. So, and that was an average of 7:13 pace in the Neo Zens. So, non-carbon plate shoe. This was a great race. I felt really good. I was very proud of myself. Despite not going all out, I felt really good. Like, I did my mile cool down right after, and I actually went a little bit faster than I should have. And even the next morning when I got home, I did my recovery 5-mile run, and my body felt good. So, yep, that was the race recap. I already can't wait for next year. So, we all have running goals. You know, you want to get to Boston, you want to run New York, Tokyo, one of these 6 major marathons in the world. And I have that too. But for my long-term goal, I want to get in the 30-year club for the Crim. This is my 5th year. My first time was in 2021. That was my first race in person after COVID. And I actually, long story short, I didn't anticipate, I had no plans of running that race. So it was the week of the race. I was at Delta College, and a guy that I usually talk to there at the time, he was asking me if I was running the Crim that weekend. And I said no. And he's like, you should, because I'm going to be there. And he kind of like give you that little trash talk, not in, in a, it's like bro to bro trash talking, like trying to make each other better. I know this person. I haven't seen him in a few years, but so he's like, you should do it and we'll race together. You want to do it? So I pulled on my phone, checked my schedule at the time, and I was off that weekend, and I'm like, I'll see you there. So I signed up at the last minute. I think it was like a Tuesday or Wednesday. The race is on a Saturday, and I told my mom, I texted her right away. It's like, hey, we're going to Flint Saturday morning, so be ready. And she called me like, what? And it's just became a tradition ever since. So this is my 5th year running the Crim. I got 25 more years to go to be in the 30-year club. The 30-year club are runners who have run the Crim 30 years in a row. I think it's 30 years in a row or 30 times. I should probably check on that. I'm pretty sure it's 30 consecutive years. So, and once you hit the 30 years, you get special acknowledgement. You get on the club. You get you're the ones that go at the first start ahead of everybody else after the elites start the time, obviously. So I want to get to that club, and I got 25 more years to go, and it's a long time, but I'll get there. So yep, that's the recap. Now we're halfway through the Detroit Free Press. I haven't decided what shoes I'm gonna run. If the first 8 miles, if this race was 8 miles, I would say, yeah, I can see myself running in the Neo Zens. But the last 2 miles, maybe it's just the weight of the shoe, or I'm so used of that longer distance with that little bit of pop from the plate. I don't know. I think after my 20-mile run in a few weeks from now, I'll decide. I don't know if I'm gonna run in my endorphin pros that I did for Bayshore, because I think I only have like 70 some miles in that shoe, or maybe the Hocasilios. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just kind of playing around. I'm trying to look for any advantage I can get, but I'm also looking for comfort as well. So that's the recap. Thanks for watching, and 7 more weeks to go. This thing's moving by fast. As Nick Bear would say, it's better to be consistently good than occasionally great. Go one more, baby.
Good.